Hello and welcome to the Christ Designs YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on the simple flower design. So for this video we are going to be using my Sienna Brush, which is a brush that I sell on my Etsy shop, so I'll put the link in the description so you can go there to purchase it. But we're going to be doing a simple flower design. So starting off, what I do is I get a base color for the flower, and I do these little strokes kind of in like half of an oval, I would say. So I would say 6 to 7 strokes kind of in a row. And then I get another color, a lighter color to go in the middle. And then lastly, I get that base color again and then do darker around the edges. The reason I do that is because a lot of times it can be kind of hard in Procreate to get out of like the 2D because these are flowers, so you want them to look 3D, but oftentimes it looks 2D. So to fix that, you kind of have to give it some dimension, and to do that, you can change the shading just a little bit, and just little things like that can really enhance your artwork so much. So I'm going to be doing that. Another thing is I love doing, you can probably tell, like doing rustic color palettes. So I love like rusty oranges, dark reddish pinks, yellow, golden colors. So now I'm going to start working on the stems of the flowers and also some of the leaves. So I'm getting this dark yellowish green color and making sure I like for the stems to be kind of thin. So we'll go over like just a down stroke and then I'll go over it once more just to make it kind of thicker, but starting out with a thin line at first. And then I'm going to go and make the leaf patterns on the sides. And when you're doing the leaves, you want the base to be almost oval shaped, but you want the ends, so where it connects to the stem, to be a little bit sharper. Foliage is always one of my favorite things to draw and Procreate, just because, especially with this brush, you get a unique texture with every stroke, so each leaf is going to look different. So like on all these, I'm doing 2 leaves, one on each side, but the shapes are different, the strokes I do are different, so the texture looks different, which gives it that very unique look, because like in reality, flower leaves all look different. So that's kind of a cool detail that you can add in. So now I'm going to change the size of the brush to make it thin, and I'm going to go over all of it in a white color. So I like to do this on my flowers because sometimes when you just leave it with the plain colors, it can look kind of bland. So when you get a white kind of outline around it, it makes it look so much more in-depth and textured. So as you can see, I'm going over the stems and I'm also going over the leaves, kind of doing that outline. And on these, it looks so much better if you keep it kind of sketchy rather than just trying to do a specific outline of the shape. So keeping it loose, and it's okay if you go over the edges, like it doesn't have to be an exact like drawing on top of it. I actually think it looks better when you kind of keep it loose like that. And here I'm adding some dots onto the flowers in the middle, and see, it's just little details like this that make it look so much more textured and realistic. And I'm also going over the outer petals, which once again, you want to keep these kind of loose. There's not really any specific way you have to do them, kind of just whatever goes, but you want to make sure that they're in the general direction. So as they go to the left, they go kind of outwards, and as you go right, they go outwards too, and kind of straight up in the middle. And here I'm going to alter the opacity just a little bit, just to kind of make it look more natural and blend in. And now I'm going to combine all these layers onto one layer so that I can rotate it, resize it, just to make sure that it's centered for me to do the lettering. I do tend to change the brushes that I use for my posts on Instagram a good bit. I like using a variety of different ones, so here I am trying just different ones to see which one I like best. But I do end up using my Ruthie brush, which is one of my favorites. It has a really cool pencil-like texture, but it is also pressure sensitive, so that is super cool. And as you'll see, it definitely looks kind of pencil-ish. And so for this quote, I'm going to be doing it all in cursive. I do like to change it up. Sometimes I'll do print, sometimes I do cursive. But I just felt like kind of with the vibes of like the florals, kind of dainty. And I also, for all my posts, what I like to do is kind of do like what I say I would call a rough draft. So I'll do it once, and so as you can see, this is like my first layer, and I just kind of do it all, get it all on the square, and then I will go back and go over it and like perfect it, make sure all the letters are like spaced evenly and everything. But I like to do it one time just to see how I want it to be spaced and the wording and everything like that. So now I'm going to create a new layer on top of that, and I'm going to get the original layer and change the opacity to be low. So that way I'll be able to kind of trace it and go on top of that with the new layer. And also, I'm not sure why my screen all of a sudden got so bright right here. So sorry about that. I think I do end up changing it in a few seconds, but I don't know why that happened, but sorry about that. And now that I've got my new writing done, I'm going to kind of resize it, make sure the spacing's right and everything, and that it's aligned. And I definitely loved how this design turned out. I love the simplicity of it, and especially with like the dainty cursive, the browns, the very like rich boho colors are definitely my favorite. So this is really fun. So definitely let me know in the comments, or you can email me about it if you'd like. If you have any suggestions for future tutorials you'd like to see, or a specific post from my Instagram that you'd like me to recreate and show you, or just anything like that. And thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. See y'all next time.